Welcome to my channel. It's me, Tosh, the narrator. So, it got me thinking. This story, I gotta tell you. I know people have diet crazes, diet fads, food, everything in the world, but nothing beats this diet tea. I do not recommend no one go and get it. I do not recommend no one go and try to search for it. I don't recommend none of it because it was the worst tea in the world. It was called Dieter's Tea. No, it's called California Dieter's Tea. And I will never, ever, ever do that again. This situation happened when I was like really young and like just wanted to get my weight down and be me and myself. That makes sense. But I was doing it for someone else, but that's a whole different story. That's just me and my mindset, and I'm way beyond that mindset now, but it's okay. It's okay. We're here. So when this tea came out, I was just starting a new job, and it was just a fad at the time, like all other fads. And a lady was telling me, oh, you into like dieting and stuff. I just started a new job, and this lady was like, are you into dieting and stuff? Because I noticed that every time you go on break, you just go right to the gym and you start exercising. I said, yeah, I am actually. She was like, it was this young lady that did this tea, and it works wonders. She did it for 7 months. She lost like 50, 60 pounds. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's what's up. What was the tea called? And she had like a little packet. And she was like, it's called this, California Dieter's Tea. So I looked at it and said, I never even heard of this. She's like, yeah, you should try it. So that next day, because it was third shift, so the day I had off, I actually went on the hunt for this tea. And I had to go to an Asian mart to get to this tea. Best Asian mart I have ever been to. Wonderful. Mwah. But I got this tea, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy all the boxes. It's like 8 boxes. So I bought the tea off my day off, and that following day I was like, I'm gonna try it. So I drank some tea before I went to work, and I said, oh, okay, I'm okay, or whatever. So literally, people that have a not a high tolerance of senna, I applaud you, but I have a senna sensitivity, and it was not good. I should have read everything on that packet. Didn't read it. So this is me after the fact that I found out that I have a senna tolerance, kind of. Like it's not lactose intolerant, but it's still senna tolerance. Excuse me. And this is where the story begins. So when I took the tea, I went to work, and I was like, I'm okay. I started to feel my stomach. I was like, oh, my stomach hurts. The lady was like, why? What's wrong? Like, oh, I just took that tea that you recommended. Oh, she's like, oh yeah, the lady said her, for the first couple of weeks her stomach was hurting, but she like pooped it out a lot. I'm like, okay, cool. So literally, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and we was talking on the couch because we had no lights, no call lights going off, and literally, I heard. I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I was in the bathroom from 1 until 4. No lie, no BS. I was livid. Got off the toilet. Was able to do 1 hour to go right back to the toilet for another 15, 20 minutes. To get off, to stay off the rest of the shift, to get back home, to stay on the toilet for an additional 2 hours. I was like, I will never do this. Like, it was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. So, me in the process, I told my sister about this tea. And she was like, oh, I want to try it. I'm like, listen, I'll bring it over. You can try it, but you can't give it back. This no takesy backsies. I don't care how elementary that sounds. You're not going to give it back to me because I don't want it. So I gave her like 3 boxes. And she was like, oh, you know, I'm going to take this tea and whatever. I said, once you get this tea, you can't bring it back. There is no coming back with it. And she was like, oh, don't worry, I'm going to give back the tea. I'm like, okay. One night later. So she ended up calling me. She was like, I'm never doing that tea again. I don't know what's wrong with that tea. I'm not doing it again. And I'm like, why? Why not? She was like, it was fine until she heard gluk, gluk, click, click in the middle of the night and was on the toilet the whole night through. Not gonna lie. She was like, I couldn't. She's like, I couldn't even get up for 5 minutes. I had to go right back to the toilet. I'd never do it again. I was like, oh, okay. I don't want that tea back. Don't call me to get. You're not calling me to get the tea back. But during this time, I did not know she reached out to my other sister and was like, then my other sister was calling. I said, I'll call you back. She called me. So she calls me and said, oh, so-and-so told me about the tea. I'm like, okay. She's like, I want to try the tea. I'm like, you know, you can have the tea, but you can't bring it back. Girl, don't worry. I'm not going to bring back the tea. I'm not going to bring back the tea. I'm like, uh-huh. So I literally drove to my sister's house, and I was like, so what was your experience? And she was like, I BS you not. I was in bed, laying in bed, and she was like, all the thing I kept doing was this. Oh my God, 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 oh my God. I was like, what? She was like, my stomach was hurting that bad. And I'm like, oh, so did you let so-and-so try the tea before she take it? She's like, yeah. She said it didn't do nothing for her. I was like, oh. And then this sister came up with the most evilest idea. Let's increase the amount given. I was like, so you want to put 2 tea bags in 1 cup of tea? She's like, yes. She's sitting there gloating that ain't nothing happened to her and she's fine. So yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you do what you do, because when she dies, she gonna kill you. And so we passed the tea on to her, and literally my sister made a double batch and gave it to her and thought it was funny. And she calls me the next day. This is the devil's tea. Why are you giving me devil's tea? I'm like, what are you talking about? This tea is the devil. Come get this tea. It's this from Satan himself. And I'm like, I told you about the tea. She was like, no, I didn't know it was that bad. So this was her story. She said that when she drank the tea, she was fine. You know, when so-and-so gave her the tea, she was fine. And then she went from, I was okay, to that later on that night. So this is 2 days later. First one gave her the tea, then she went back over my sister's house. My sister made her a cup of tea, like she said she was, double the concentration, and she drunk it. Then she gave her the rest of the boxes plus the boxes I had. Like, you can have it. I don't want it. You can have it. And she went back that night, drunk a cup before she went to bed. She, went to bed. When her then boyfriend was like, all right, he heard gwonk, 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 gwonk. He asked her, is she hungry? She was like, oh, my stomach's feeling weird, though. Then she heard gwonk, 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 gwonk. She got up and dashed to the bathroom. And she was in the bathroom for like an hour and a half. Laid back down, gwonk, 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 gwonk. And she went right back to the bathroom. Another hour. She laid back down. And her boyfriend literally said, see, this is what I'm talking about. You need to stop taking that stuff that your sisters be giving you. You gonna die. And her exact words was, well, I'm gonna look pretty in my casket. I'm like, who says that to people? Who says that to people? And I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, I can imagine her saying that. But I warned her, so she tried to drop off the tea again. That tea is not allowed in my house. That tea is literally the devil. Do not try that tea. You want to go out and kill your butthole? Buy that tea. Buy that tea. Go right ahead. Have fun. Have fun. I have no mercy for you. I warned you. You've been warned. You've been warned. I'm not. Don't bring that tea to my house. That tea is not allowed in my house. I'm a straight tea drinker. Don't bring that tea to my house. All I know is the fact, I don't know who she gave that tea to, because I remember she dropped it off in my mailbox. I politely drove back and dropped it back off to her and said, it's not allowed back in my house. It's been evicted. It can't come back in my house. That tea will never be back in my house. Well, you like my story? Like, share, subscribe. Stay beautiful.